When it comes to motorcycles for seniors, the sweet spot is simple, reliable, and easy on the wallet. You don't want a high-tech spaceship with too many gadgets. You want a machine that starts every time, runs forever, and keeps you comfortable mile after mile. The truth is, there are plenty of affordable bikes out there that deliver exactly that. From light cruisers to steady tours, these motorcycles are built for riders who want enjoyment without the headache. Stick around because some of the most reliable and cheap bikes for seniors might not be the ones you expect. Unleashing power at number 17. Moto Guzzi California 1100. If there is one European cruiser that seniors can absolutely fall in love with, it is the Moto Guzzi California 1100. This Italian masterpiece is not about racing or chasing adrenaline. It is about cruising in comfort with style. The California brings a big air-cooled V-twin, pumping out around 70 horsepower, which is more than enough for smooth highway rides. But the magic is in the ergonomics. The seat is low, the handlebars come to you, and the floorboards give your feet a natural, relaxed position. For older riders with sore backs and knees, this makes all the difference. This bike weighs in at about 600 pounds, but it balances its weight beautifully. On the road, it feels planted and solid, not intimidating. Used models are surprisingly affordable, often between $4,000 and $6,000, which is a steal for a big European cruiser with this much presence. But while most think only Harley owns the cruiser game, the Moto Guzzi California proves that Europe can do it with elegance. And speaking of elegance, there is a Japanese machine that blends practicality with comfort in a way very few bikes can. Throttle wide open at number 16, Honda NC 700X. The Honda NC 700X is not flashy, it is not loud, but it is one of the most practical and comfortable bikes seniors can own. Honda built this machine with one goal: to make riding easy and stress-free. It carries a parallel twin engine that is smooth, quiet, and efficient, giving you plenty of power for city rides and highway cruising. The NC tips the scale at about 475 pounds, which makes it lighter than many cruisers and touring bikes. Fuel economy is excellent too, around 70 miles per gallon, meaning fewer gas stops. New, it goes for about $8,500, but you can find used ones for as low as $4,000. It is not a bike that shouts for attention, but it is one that delivers. And sometimes that is exactly what a senior rider needs: quiet confidence. But if you want something with a touch more class and European flair, the next bike will make you smile. Storming into 15, Triumph Street Twin, used. The Triumph Street Twin is pure class on two wheels. For seniors who appreciate style, comfort, and a relaxed ride, this British parallel twin is a dream come true. It brings around 60 horsepower, but it is not about numbers, it is about feel. Twist the throttle, and you get smooth, predictable power that makes riding easy, not overwhelming. The first thing seniors love is the seat height. At just about 30 inches, it is low enough for almost anyone to flat-foot comfortably. That means confidence at stoplights and in parking lots. Add in a soft, well-padded seat, and you have a bike that you can ride all day without hip or back pain. The riding position is upright and neutral, meaning no hunched-over sport bike posture and no stretched-out cruiser reach. Everything is easy, natural, and relaxing. The Street Twin also has that iconic Triumph look: retro, classic, and timeless. You will get compliments wherever you go, because this bike looks like it belongs in a museum, but rides like a modern machine. Used models are surprisingly affordable, often between $6,000 and $8,000. For that price, you are getting a bike that feels premium, but is still cheap to maintain. Fuel economy is also excellent, hovering around 70 miles per gallon. The Street Twin is for seniors who want something classy, comfortable, and easy to handle. It is not about speed, it is about smiles. And while this British icon sets the bar high, the next bike proves that Honda knows exactly how to give seniors reliability and comfort at the same time. Claiming glory at number 14, BMW F800 GT. If there is one European bike that seniors often overlook but should not, it is the BMW F800 GT. This mid-weight sport tourer is a master of balance. It has enough power to handle highways with ease, but it is not overwhelming. The seat height sits around 31 inches, making it approachable for older riders who want stability without feeling cramped. The upright riding posture means no aching wrists or stiff backs after hours on the road. The parallel twin engine delivers smooth and predictable power, and the bike carries itself lightly, weighing just under 500 pounds. Seniors love it because it does not feel like you are wrestling a beast. Plus, the windscreen and fairing give real touring comfort, keeping fatigue low. Prices for US models fall around $6,000 to $7,000, while a clean, low-mileage one can stretch closer to $8,000. Compared to heavier BMW Tours, this one is affordable, reliable, and built for comfort, making it stand at number 13, Moto Guzzi V7 III. When you talk about comfort with character, Moto Guzzi always sneaks into the conversation. The V7 III is a bike that feels old school yet easy to ride. Seniors love it because the seat height is low, around 30 inches, and the classic upright bars give you a natural posture. No leaning, no strain, just pure, relaxed riding. It has a shaft drive, which means less maintenance, and the small block V-twin makes a mellow, friendly rumble instead of a harsh scream. The weight, just over 400 pounds, makes it super manageable for daily rides or weekend cruises. Used prices often sit between $6,000 and $7,000, while new models land closer to $9,000. Compared to many European bikes, this one is practical, affordable, and easy for senior riders. Hope you're still with us because we're just getting started. Have you liked the video? Have you subscribed? Before you go on, make sure you do. You'll not regret it. But if you think Italian style ends there, wait until number 12, a Triumph that blends classic looks with modern comfort. At number 12, Triumph Bonneville T100. The Triumph Bonneville T100 is as classic as it gets. This bike is basically motorcycling distilled into its purest form, upright seating, low seat height at around 30 inches, and a smooth parallel twin engine that never feels intimidating. Seniors love it because it is not only comfortable, but also light enough to maneuver without strain. It has just the right amount of modern touches like fuel injection and disc brakes, but the overall ride feels timeless. No tech overload, no unnecessary gadgets, just you, the road, and that smooth Triumph rumble. Prices new run around $11,000, while used models often dip into the $7,000 to $8,000 range. For seniors who want comfort with style and heritage, the Bonneville T100 is one of the best value classics you can buy. And just wait until number 11, because it brings us back to Japan with a bike that is so simple, so reliable, and so comfortable, it almost feels like it was built for retirees. Cranking it up to number 11, Honda Shadow Aero 750. If there is one bike that makes you feel like you are gliding on the highway without a care in the world, it is the Honda Shadow Aero 750. Seniors love this bike because it is low, easy, and comfortable. The seat sits just under 26 inches, which means almost any rider can flat-foot it with confidence. That is huge for stability. The V-twin engine is not about raw speed, it is about smooth power delivery. It cruises effortlessly at highway speeds, and the wide saddle and floorboards mean you can ride for hours without your knees cramping up. At around 550 pounds, it feels steady but not overwhelming. Best of all, shadows are everywhere, which means they are cheap. Used prices often fall between $3,000 and $5,000 for clean models, and they are nearly bulletproof in reliability. Maintenance is simple, parts are everywhere, and the bike just works. And speaking of bulletproof, the next bike is a European machine that combines comfort with a reputation for lasting forever. Sliding into number 10, BMW R1200R Classic. When people think of BMW, they picture expensive, high-tech machines. But the R1200R Classic is different. This naked boxer twin is simple, timeless, and rider-focused. Seniors love it because it has that low boxer engine that keeps the weight balanced, making the bike feel lighter than it actually is. The upright seating position is natural, the seat sits around 31 inches, and the bike handles with grace, whether on highways or back roads. At roughly 500 pounds, it is not too heavy for seniors, and the boxer twin delivers smooth, torquey power that never feels overwhelming. Used prices range from $6,000 to $9,000 depending on mileage, and the reliability record is solid. BMW may have luxury models, but this one is about comfort and classic riding. But if you want something even lighter and easier, let's go back to Japan with one of the most practical small tours out there. Rolling into number 9, Suzuki GS500. The Suzuki GS500 is one of the most underrated senior-friendly motorcycles ever made. Why? Because it is simple, light, and cheap. Seniors who want a no-nonsense ride without dealing with high-tech headaches absolutely love this bike. The parallel twin is smooth, forgiving, and easy to maintain. The bike weighs just over 400 pounds, meaning you can park it, push it, and ride it without strain. The seat height is around 31 inches, giving plenty of comfort without making it feel too tall. This is not a bike for racing. It is for cruising, errands, and the occasional weekend getaway. It is low maintenance, parts are dirt cheap, and it sips fuel close to 60 miles per gallon in many cases. Seniors appreciate that it is not intimidating, just a relaxed, reliable motorcycle. Best of all, used GS500s can be found between $2,000 and $4,000. That is about the best value in motorcycling. And number 8? Oh, that one is another legendary touring machine from Japan, and it is as comfortable as a living room recliner. You don't believe me? Well, wait and find out. Locking down number 8, Honda Pacific Coast 800. Now this is a bike that seniors absolutely adore, even if younger riders have no idea it exists. The Honda Pacific Coast 800, often called the Peace 800, is one of the most practical motorcycles ever built. It was designed in the late 80s and 90s for riders who wanted a motorcycle that worked like a car, and Honda nailed it. The big selling point? Storage. This bike has a built-in trunk that opens like a car's rear hatch. You can throw in groceries, a helmet, or even a small bag for a weekend trip without strapping on saddlebags. Seniors love this because it makes daily use incredibly easy. Another reason this bike shines for seniors? It is practically indestructible. These machines regularly rack up well over 100,000 miles with nothing more than basic maintenance. Used prices typically sit between $3,000 and $6,000, making it one of the most affordable long-distance bikes around. We're halfway. What do you think so far? Have your favorite bikes been mentioned? Let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It is quirky, it is comfortable, and it is built to last. But if you want something with a little more European flair and all-day comfort, I know a bike that might be calling your name. Making noise at number 7, BMW R1200R. If the Pacific Coast was Honda's practical take on touring, the BMW R1200R is the classic European answer. Seniors love this machine because it is simple, reliable, and made for long rides. The air-cooled boxer twin engine is about as old school as it gets, yet it delivers smooth, steady torque that just keeps pulling mile after mile. The R100RT stands out because of its full fairing. Riders are protected from wind, rain, and road fatigue. Seniors especially appreciate that kind of comfort because it means you can ride for hours without feeling beat up by the elements. The upright seating position and plush seat only add to the relaxed vibe. Prices vary depending on condition, but you can often find solid examples between $5,000 and $8,000. This is the kind of bike you buy if you want to just pack up, point the front wheel toward the horizon, and go. And speaking of long-haul comfort, number 6 takes us back to Japan for a touring machine that has been a senior favorite for years. Coming in at number 6, Yamaha Royal Star Venture. Now this is Yamaha's answer to the heavyweight touring scene, and it is one of the most senior-friendly machines ever made. The Yamaha Royal Star Venture was built with one thing in mind: comfort over long distances. If you wanted a Japanese bike that could stand toe-to-toe with Harley's Electra Glide or Honda's Goldwing, this was the machine. Weighing in at about 800 pounds, it is no lightweight, but it balances beautifully and has a low, plush seat that makes flat footing easy. And unlike some complicated modern touring rigs, the Venture is still very mechanical, with simple maintenance and no unnecessary tech. Used prices today sit between $6,000 and $10,000 depending on condition, which makes it a steal compared to buying a new luxury tour. Seniors love it because it is dependable, roomy, and makes every trip feel like a first-class journey. But if the Venture is Yamaha's way of doing a tour, the next bike takes that same idea, shrinks it down a notch, and makes it friendlier for riders who want less weight but all the comfort. Coming in hot at number 5, Kawasaki Vulcan S. If there's one motorcycle that proves Kawasaki was listening to real riders, it's the Vulcan S. This bike isn't just another cruiser with chrome slapped on. It's a machine designed for real comfort, and that's why so many seniors absolutely love it. Kawasaki pulled off something rare here. They built a cruiser that actually fits you instead of forcing you to adapt. The secret is called Ergo Fit. That's Kawasaki's adjustable ergonomic system that lets you move the bars, pegs, and seat into the position that feels right. For seniors with back issues, knee stiffness, or shorter inseams, this is a game changer. You don't have to fight the bike. the bike works with you. Whether you're 5'6" or 6'2", the Vulcan S can be tuned to fit like it was custom built. And the price? Brand new, you're looking at about $7,500. On the used market, you can score a clean one between $4,500 and $6,000. That's affordable compared to Harley or Indian cruisers. And yet you get Japanese reliability that goes the distance. The Vulcan S is truly a senior-friendly cruiser. Light, low, comfortable, and adjustable. This is the kind of bike that keeps riders on the road long after others have hung up their helmets. And now, we're down to it. The top 3 legends. These bikes have completely redefined riding worldwide. You will never regret having one of these in your garage. But before we reveal which bikes these are, why not like and subscribe? Hit the bell to get notified when new videos drop. Revved up and ready at number 4, Yamaha V-Star 250. If there is one motorcycle that embodies the idea of simple, fun, and reliable riding for seniors, it is the Yamaha V-Star 250. This little cruiser has been quietly winning hearts for years, and the reason is simple. It delivers exactly what riders want without overcomplicating the experience. Light, low, and easy to handle, the V-Star 250 is the kind of bike that lets you relax and enjoy the road without fighting against weight or technology. Let's talk about comfort first, because that's where the V-Star really shines for senior riders. The seat height sits at just a little over 27 inches, which means almost any rider can plant both feet firmly on the ground. That sense of stability is huge when you're stopping at lights or maneuvering in parking lots. Combine that with a curb weight of only around 325 pounds, and you've got a cruiser that feels effortless to control. No wrestling, no strain, just smooth, confidence-inspiring handling. Price-wise, it's hard to beat. Brand new, the V-Star 250 sits around $5,000, making it one of the cheapest cruisers on the market. And if you're shopping used, you can easily find clean examples for $2,000 to $3,000. That's a motorcycle that's practically begging to be your forever riding companion without draining your retirement savings. What really makes the V-Star 250 stand out, though, is its charm. It looks like a full-size cruiser shrunk down to a manageable size, long, low, and classic. You still get that chrome cruiser vibe, the comfortable upright riding posture, and the easy ergonomics, but in a package that never feels intimidating. For senior riders who want a bike that looks the part but doesn't feel like a chore to ride, this is a home run. But here's a shocker. If you want just a little more muscle while keeping that same easy vibe, the next bike on our list might be the sweet spot you've been waiting for. Fueling the fire at number 3, Suzuki Boulevard S40. If you want a cruiser that is lightweight, reliable, and carries a little more muscle than the tiny Yamaha, the Suzuki Boulevard S40 is your bike. This machine has been around forever, first introduced in the mid-80s as the Savage LS 650, and yet even today, it's still loved by riders who value simplicity and character. The big draw here is the engine. The S40 packs a 650cc single-cylinder, air-cooled motor. That's right, a big single. It gives the bike this pulsing, thumping rhythm that makes it feel alive under you. Unlike multi-cylinder bikes that are smooth but sometimes boring, this one feels raw and authentic. It's not overpowered, but it gives you enough torque to pull strongly off the line and cruise at highway speeds without a problem. And let's talk weight. At just 380 pounds, the S40 is crazy light for a mid-size cruiser. Combine that with a super low seat height of just 27.5 inches, and suddenly you've got a bike that even shorter riders or seniors with weaker knees can handle with zero stress. It feels planted and secure at every stop, and maneuvering in tight spaces is a breeze. Fuel economy? Solid. Expect around 50 to 60 miles per gallon, which keeps your wallet happy and your trips longer. Now let's talk about cost. A brand new S40 used to sit at around $6,000 before Suzuki recently stopped importing them to the US. On the used market, you can grab a clean one for $3,000 to $4,000 without breaking a sweat. That means you're riding a legit cruiser with plenty of life left for the price of a used scooter. It's approachable, forgiving, but still gives you that grin every time you twist the throttle. For senior riders who want a little more power than the tiny 250s, but still want lightweight, low seat height, and simple mechanics, the S40 is an incredible choice. And yet, as good as this bike is, there's another machine that takes that easy cruiser spirit to the next level, and it comes from Honda. Taking charge at number 2, Honda Rebel 300. When you talk about motorcycles that every beginner, returning rider, and senior has at least considered, the Honda Rebel line always comes up. And the Rebel 300 is the sweet spot for riders who want modern reliability, feather-light handling, and an absolutely confidence-inspiring package. First off, the seat height is just 27 inches, which means even the shortest riders can flat-foot it. At only 364 pounds, the Rebel feels like a bicycle compared to some heavyweight cruisers. That lightweight combined with Honda's famously smooth handling makes it an absolute joy to ride, whether you're in the city or cruising down a country highway. New, the Honda Rebel 300 goes for around $5,000. Used, you can find clean models for $3,000 to $4,000. For a Honda, that means you're basically buying bulletproof reliability that will run forever if you take even basic care of it. What seniors really love about the Rebel is the ease. It's just so low, so light, so forgiving. It doesn't demand anything from you, it just lets you enjoy the ride. And if you want a motorcycle that's comfortable, cheap to run, and easy to live with, this is as good as it gets. But there's one more cruiser that senior riders love even more. It's bigger, but not too big, more powerful, but still easy. And it's a legend that has been carrying riders across America for decades. Finally, the best of the best. Number 1, the Honda Rebel 500. If there is one motorcycle that checks every box for senior riders, comfort, low seat height, lightweight, reliability, and just the right amount of power, it is the Honda Rebel 500. This bike is the gold standard for an approachable cruiser. Let's start with the seat height, 27 inches. That's low enough for practically any rider to feel secure with both feet flat on the pavement. At 408 pounds, it's still light compared to almost any other mid-size cruiser on the market. Seniors love it because it feels stable without being a beast to wrestle around. Fuel economy? Around 70 miles per gallon. That means fewer stops and more miles of freedom. Now let's talk price. Brand new, the Rebel 500 sits at about $7,000. Used models in great shape go for $4,000 to $5,000. For what you're getting, a modern, reliable, comfortable cruiser that's practically tailor-made for senior riders, that's a bargain. For seniors who want one motorcycle that can truly do everything without ever feeling like too much bike, the Honda Rebel 500 is the answer. It's no wonder this machine sits at number 1, because it simply delivers on every level. And there you have it, 17 bikes that are comfortable for seniors. Which one would you like to get? Tell us in the comments. There's a video coming up right now. Click on it and let's start another biking adventure. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I'll catch you in the next one.